Well, if not, we'll find out. Okie dokie. All right, let's do this thing. Quiet on the set. Okay, we won't.
Quiet on the set. You're listening to WRFB Radio Free Britannia, coming to you live from Deltona, Florida, with two idiots misinterpreting the news so you don't have to. Lunch with Laz and Jack. Greetings, everybody. This is Laz.
And this is Jack. Welcome to another edition of Lunch with Laz and Jack. We interpret the Shroud of the Avatared news. So you don't have to do anything other than question your own personal life choices and ours. And do the things. Giveaways are hopefully open on both streams. If you are a Shroud player looking for a streamer bundle, then you need to go to twitch.tv/NBNN News and twitch.tv/Cynicist and bang, bundle me. If you're here looking for Steam key giveaways, you need to go to twitch.tv/NBNN News and bang, I love free shit, followed by going to my side, twitch.tv/Cynicist and bang the bootay. Yes. And
Bang it
don't forget,
hard.
if you tip either Laz or myself on the respective stream, twitch.tv/assist, and 300 bits will get you a Steam key, or you can always sub or tip 500 bits, or once we hit that 500 bit threshold, change the programming. And subbing your 500 bits gets you into the monthly
The
giveaway.
quarter race. That's right. Which will happen this Monday. So if you haven't already, today and tomorrow, your last 2 days this month to get that done. Get her done.
Yes.
But I think we got a lot of people already in this month, and we'll see come Monday. But welcome to today's show, boys and girls. It is Thursday, July 30th, 2026 here inside and outside Shroud of the Avatar. And we've got news, we've got updates, we've got information, we've got all sorts of fun stuff for y'all.
I want to talk about Waldo's deep fake thing.
Yeah, well, these are 2 comments made over the last couple days from Waldo. Let's get these up here because this was really interesting. What the heck? Where did it go? Oh, there it goes.
Scroll up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't realize that people were putting comments already on that. Yeah.
Yeah. Norton flagged a deep fake in your audio of the podcast. Norton is going downhill fast.
Yeah, first off, I thought deep fakes were, putting somebody else's picture on something. How do you get a deep fake of audio?
Well, do you remember during
We're
the election,
not who we are?
the Twitch stream where it was the Trump versus Biden debates, and they were just cussing at each other, then cussing at the audience members?
Well, yeah.
That's a deep fake of audio and video.
Right. So, well, I mean, it's easy to take a couple clips of anybody's voice and make it. I mean, even Chris did that on the Lord British birthday page on the Catnip Games site. I don't think Lord British actually recorded all those lines for that birthday web page. So,
yes,
and it really sounds like him.
Yes, but that technically is a deep fake of his voice. So I don't know if that's the one that was actually flagged or not. Because technically that would be an accurate assessment if it flagged the Lord British birthday page.
And of course, the day earlier on the same stream, he said your volume was much better because I've finally solved that volume problem.
You fidgeted with the settings?
Well, not even. I come to find that there's 2 variants of this earpiece I use. One was the original Plantronics version, and then there's a company, I guess they sold it to Poly, and Poly has their branding as Poly on them, whereas the originals have Plantronics on them. So what I've done is I took the old Poly, which you'll see right here, if you can all see that, it's pretty small, and swapped it out from my other ones from my other computer here. So now I have 2 Plantronic versions instead of and I'll show you here. Here's the 2 variants. One says Poly, one says Plantronics, but they're the same earpiece. Yeah. So now I have 2 of the identical earpieces, so it really doesn't matter which one I use. And then I threw your gain up just a little bit in Streamlabs to just make sure that. Because you have a habit of turning your head, looking at your computer, and then we can barely hear you when you do that because you have a directional on your microphone instead of a wide on your microphone. But anyway. But yes,
otherwise it catches things behind the mic.
Yeah, well, it should.
I'm not doing interviews, so I only want one side of it.
Yeah, but anyway, that was interesting to hear, and thank you, Waldo, for that input. And Crafty Method out there playing with maps and sailing on a Unity.
Well, Unity, he's
mock-up.
building a of how hard it would be to do a sailing thing.
Yeah, well, apparently remaking the map doesn't look quite as much as what it's supposed to, according to what I'm seeing here. But it is what it is. But yeah, and it's easy to get that little, square flat raft with a sail moving around, but get all that other details from all the ships and boats we have, and that's a whole different ball of wax. So, whole different ball of wax. But anyway, moving right along, we've got updates from Chris today. And let's do a refresh because it's been refreshing. Okay, went from 143 to 147 in the last few minutes.
I was at 142, so we are now at 147 items.
Yeah, and he's continually adding to this stuff every day. And again, I'll say it once. I said it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times in the last couple of days. Put your items in the wish lists and get them as individual items. Don't put them in bulk items. Just put them as individual items, like Dose Blackheart did, and he got a whole bunch of stuff added in because he decided to actually go back through his stuff and re-add them as individual things for the Death Mage, because he doesn't like the new Death Mage discussion and what the planned work is. So is keep them on their toes, Chris. Yeah.
Okay. The headlines are going to start off with the 2500 player scale push began. A full server audit, a 4-week plan with staged bot load ladder, the first fixes, and the login gate raised from 16 to 2500, all in the same day.
Yeah, so no more will we be seeing, you're queued. We should be able to take in 2500 at the same time.
Well, right now he's on the Chaos Shard, we only have 2 players. Earlier it was 1, but he's been running a lot of bots to test a bunch of stuff.
I understand that, but have you ever logged into the game and you're in the login queue? That was because there was 16, at the gate at a time instead of 2500. So I'm guessing that's what that's going to fix.
Same. I don't think that.
Again, I'm guessing. Maybe Chris will chime in here and enlighten us, as he has the last couple of days. Yes, I haven't seen him yet, but we shall see.
But inventory rows are back to their old height. A full height backpack at 10 or 1440p shows about 39 items again instead of 26 across every inventory style window in the game. New items inside a house can no longer be reached from outside it. Window openings have no collision in almost every house, so distance-only interactions let anyone in the yard work the containers in the room. Interaction now compares which side of the shell you are on. Owners and anyone that they have granted access rights to are unaffected.
New follower, Matt Ponus. Welcome to the stream. There's Chris.
Yes. 2,500 per process cap, running 2 in parallel, 5,000 concurrent cap. I'm an optimist. It was set to 16, but now several fixes are bot tested and ready for 5K. Okay. Oh, and the change for Windows, does that stop dog pets from walking through walls? Probably not, because that would be a different fix. This is specifically And here we'll get up and go over to Laz's lot and go look through a window real quick. This would be finding a window, and I know you can't see this because you're not watching my stream, you're watching Laz's.
I'm going to get up and come over. Where are you going? Where are you going?
Just coming over to the crafting tables and going to your benches.
Okay.
Because you can.
Oh, you're trying to peek through a window there, yeah.
Yeah, and interacting with things on the other side, kind of like
can you
turning on and
turn the light on and off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And I can actually pick up that light from outside now. As with anything else, if you notice on my screen, if you're looking at mine, you'll notice that I can pick up all these items that I can see through. They highlight green, so I can get the lamp. I can get these replenishing boxes and all that stuff. And of course, then we always had the famous crafting table sticking through the wall here, where if the crafting table was sticking through the wall like it is here and you click on it, you get teleported into the house and into the crafting table like you just saw from outside the house.
Yes. But that is not a fix that Chris is aware of
well,
as of yet.
It might be. It might stop stuff from going through the house.
The description said, interaction now owners and anyone they have granted access rights to is unaffected, but this would prevent other people from doing it.
The bugs was players interacting with stuff through the window in locked houses. Locked houses. Okay.
Yes. But I mean, we have demonstrated that I can actually break. If I'm banned from Laz's lot, I can actually teleport inside of his house and get stuck in this room.
Yes.
By using
that crafting table bug.
Yes. Okay.
You would think I would move that crafting table and make it not stick through the wall, right?
No.
You would think.
That's Shroud logic. Shroud logic, man. Shroud logic. Hey, but something we've been waiting for. Every dungeon has a 3D map now. The whole pipeline went from design to 59 dungeon fleet in one day. Press M in any dungeon, sewer, or mine, and a see-through model fills in as you explore, with your position glowing inside of it.
Yes. Now remember, dungeon maps will now have the fog of war coming in, so that and I don't know how that's going to affect. If you've already been in the dungeon, Chris, is that going to just restart everybody, or if you already know the dungeon, are you going to keep that? I'm just curious.
I think it's reset. Yeah.
Reset. That okay. Yeah. That was my thoughts, but yeah. Okay. Very cool. Very cool. I don't know if I like the new 3D dungeons like that but I guess it's something that I always liked the which one was it? And I know he said it there. I have to go out to the website real quick and where was it? The maps. Which dungeon rooms? Tartarus had a 3D map, which I have on the NBNN website that you can look at, and it gives you this full. Let me see if I can copy this and see if that actually shows up here as a link, or it does not. I don't know. There it is. So, and I'll give you this if you want to bring it up, Jack. Just
I don't know what you're looking about.
Yeah, just hit that link that I put in there for you. That'll bring up the Tartarus map. Yeah, the Tartarus map. That was one of the first 3D maps ever done. And again, I've got this on the NBNN website, but this is what all your new maps are going to look like in your dungeon rooms. They're going to have this 3D effect. Yeah.
And with you glowing inside of it, although It probably won't have the Lord of the Rings script on it and things like that.
Look at this. But opens up opportunity for a new loot item, consumable map. Find the map as loot in the dungeon and use it to clear the fog of war. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, yes, I like that.
You may also want to include things that the map needs to be on your person in order to clear that. And
I'm guessing it would just go into your knowledge base, but yeah, I mean, we got to think of breaking my immersion, man. I ain't got to worry about certain little things like that. It's really not that, really not that important for immersion breaking as far as I'm concerned. I mean, some other people, well, Anyway, moving right along.
Moving right along. Going back to this. The vanishing mouse cursor on Mac is fixed. Turning the camera with the right mouse button hid the cursor and never gave it back, and the restore path now cannot leave you without one. And the Mac launcher is now Live. If I display this page. Mac testers patch only what changed instead of re-downloading 16 gigabits. Every build from the same source, a revision as Windows and Linux built and signed on a Mac with the game files kept outside the bundle the system replaces on every update. The dialogue tool replacing the old one can now create, validate, and revert conversations, and it opens in a browser. The new checks found 15 character exchanges and aimed at names that no longer exist, and 4 conversations that left a character silent.
All right. Interesting spoiler alert here. Remember, this system is important because all future episodes, still discussing episodes 3 or 4, will be almost all dungeons. Very interesting.
What happened to the world map that's on the Novia or on that table that actually showed the other continent?
Well, the dungeons have to be on different land masses, so those land masses would still exist, I guess. Just mostly dungeons, though. Hey, I'm all for player dungeons. I mean, I'm all for. And again, he's got the new tech where we got randomizers coming in, so that should make for some interesting stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Should make for some interesting stuff. I'm looking forward to it. The crafting window.
Okay. The crafting window tells you what you are missing. Short a sword hilt and 2 iron ingots for that longsword, it says so by name and by count. Instead of emptying the table and dropping one vague line of chat. Yes.
Nice.
The player could not find the master air magic trainer while standing 28 meters from him. The Oracle now knows all 21 master trainers and where they live. And Kingsport locals will point you at the dock.
Nice. Knew it.
Yes. Every NPC stopped calling everyone Outlander. 2/3 of the voice chat cast said it out loud, no matter what their written line read, and the word they were supposed to use was sitting in their character data the whole time. A guard who calls you friend on screen now says, "Friend."
Nice. Very nice.
Hello, friend.
Beans? What?
Decorations inside of. Well, remember we're supposed to actually have a new Rick doll. And he did ask, can we have something other than undead in all those dungeons? Yes.
It's Conjurer Dragon with the sub. 32 months in total on a 28-month streak. Thank you, Conjurer.
Yes.
And Conjurer, news or balls?
Nudes or balls? What are we doing?
How about nude balls?
Well, you can always throw some bits our way, Lomir. News. Balls can wait till the news dies out again. All right. Well, it's going to be a while, I think, before we have a drop in news. So we'll do I'll do a game key here in about 5 minutes when we pull our streamer bundles at the butt of the hour. So we'll do both a streamer bundle and a game key. So make sure you type in exclamation I love free shit and exclamation bundle me.
Oh, new creature pipeline is really close. Will let us rig, animate, add skills, dialogue, behaviors, audio to new creatures in hours versus weeks. Woohoo!
Very nice.
New mobs.
Very nice. Are they going to get new skills? New skills.
Hey, yes. Are
Level
you going to
skills.
Go do a pass on mobs and actually make some a level appropriate difficulty to them, like choosing skills for them to use from multiple trees or
new
whatever.
Skills and visual effects. Very nice.
Excellent. Yes.
Very nice.
Oh, okay. Where are we at now?
Decorations inside player dungeons.
Player dungeons load again. A chest standing on a table or a shelf was being built before the thing it rests on, so it never appeared, and a busy lot could stop loading partway through. And the charge bar and 5 other combat readouts are visible again. The bar they draw in had been left to a style rule nobody wrote, so it had no size and every fill inside it had nothing to fill.
All right, let's do community quests, maps, and we can skip server. We may spend a little bit more time on this than the other stuff today because there's a lot to go over here.
Oh, good. Yeah. The nightly forum sweep filled 5 wishlist ideas, alphabetizing the crafter book, an 8-part Death Magic Rebalance series, a resizable previewable heraldry art tool, a hotkey to clone, a replace deco item stack, and a visual marker for scene's default entrance.
That was another one that came in because everybody's running to that. They walk into a town on the overland and come in the default entrance, but when they try and teleport to it, they have no idea what the default is. So teleporting into a town will now have the default entrance marked. Very cool. Very cool. Long overdue on that one.
Okay, then as far as quest goes, players can reset their own quest progress again on the test shard. The option had been in-game the whole time on the character sheet screen under character options, but a character got 1 reset and then the button vanished for good. The limit was tied to a date that stopped being moved forward in 2022. So anyone who had used their reset was locked out permanently. And lifted the cap on the test shard so a character can reset as many times as needed. Testers no longer have to roll a new character to replay quest content, and a character still clears quest progress and destroys quest items. So it is a deliberate choice rather than and wrote down how the reset actually works while it was fresh, which setting hides the button, and where the test shard override has to live so a redeploy does not wipe it. And the fact that a second order reset path built around a token item was already dead and could never have worked.
So resets for everybody anytime. I thought that was originally done given a one-shot deal for a reason, but for the life of me, I can't think of why that reason was. I mean, I wasn't a fan of it to begin with, so, anybody wants to reset their stuff and do the quests over and over and over, I'm all for it, so.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So, As far as the maps goes, dungeon maps are changing direction. Instead of flat floor plans, each dungeon will get an auto-generated see-through 3D map of shape shown on the new window with position inside and fog of war that fills as you explore, which we already talked about. We already talked about the next one, but let's read the next one anyways. The 3D dungeon map went from design to a working pilot in one pass. A new bake tool turns each dungeon's navigation mesh into a small see-through model. The Rise's 150,000 triangles of nav mesh became a 7,000 triangle map. Split across its 4 floors with fog of war cells stamped into the mesh, so the model and map agree about what you have explored.
Nice.
The map window learned to show the model's drag, spins, the wheel zooms. And thank you for that sub there, Lomir. Follow keeps you centered, and your position is a glowing beacon with a heading area. The floor you stand on is brightened. Unexplored areas stay hidden until you walk on them, and dungeons that only had a joke placeholder card will show the model instead.
Yeah, that joke placeholder card was a Ravlox thing,
stupid.
Which was so silly.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous because they already had maps.
Especially when it overwrote existing maps, it was.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Bad choice, but we'll let that go since we got these cool new 3D maps coming in.
Yes. The Rise is baked in the in-game check, and the fog switch come next. Sweet. The Rise pilot went live end-to-end in an offline editor session. Fog switched on with a 14-meter reveal. The models fill in as you walk, and the whole chain held up. The live chain caught a real bug the test could not. On maps with flipped calibration, the baked fog cells were mirrored, so explored corridors stayed visible. The bake now copies the game's own sign convention exactly, with a test pinned on the Rise's markers. 2 smaller findings wrote along. Opening a fogged dungeon now starts with the camera close to you instead of framing the whole dungeon, and switching windows no longer resets your view. Filed for tester verification. That makes me want to go to the Rise and jump off a platform and see what it does to the uncovering of the map.
Well, we'll have to wait till October to see what that does.
I know.
Actually, September, when we can do some live testing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because we will be doing that.
Yes.
First chance we get.
Okay, now let's see. Hold on. Gotta type in the right password for my virtual machine.
Yeah. What? That little girl. What are you doing? At work. All right. Well, time to pull those giveaways at the butt of the hour. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's pull our streamer bundles.
Oh, man. Brickbat's getting a streamer bundle for me.
Brickbat. Cool. Conjure Dragon is getting my streamer bundle. As I reopen those giveaways. Let's reopen.
Okay. And then are we also pulling the Steam keys for the subscriber?
Absolutely. We'll do that here, and then we'll have Steam keys at the end of the show as well. So we'll have one now.
Goku is getting a copy of Star Dynasties, which is a $31 game.
Nice.
Congratulations to Goku.
So I'm going to pull my giveaway, and Shigoku with a double win
Oh,
Congratulations to you. And you're going to get a copy of Organs, Please, Deluxe Edition on Steam. Looks like a version of Operation. So let's see what that is. Organs, Please, $14 game going out to Jigoku. So Jigoku getting a double win here. As I get over here, oops, close that window instead of opening that window. There we go. Get back over here. And giving it to Jigoku. There she is. Enjoy.
Okay.
Moving right along.
Okay, moving right along. Oh, wait, hold on. I got to step away for a second.
Okay. Hey, look at this. Little girl come on up to say hello to everybody. She rarely makes an appearance. Oh, and you're even going to hop in my lap? Look at you. Getting brave. Look at you getting brave. This is a rare treat. She very rarely does anything like this. Oh, you're just passing through, or you're going to sit down? My goodness. All right. Anyway, where are we looking at? Where were we at? The Rise Pilot. The owner's first look at the 3D map caught straight polygons slicing across the model because each floor was flattened into one height field, and the file's catch-all floor spans 103 meters of geometry that overlaps in plane, so the surface smeared between levels. Floor is now split into height layers before meshing. Surface rectangles stop at ledges, and wall skirts follow the slope. The model rebakes the 10,576 triangle, and rooms now read as rooms. Very cool. The 3D map fleet baked all 59 player-facing dungeons, sewers, mines, and underground that showed the map missing joke card now carry 3D maps baked in one 20-minute batch with 0 failures and a median of 3,044 triangles per dungeon. Fog of War is on everywhere with the 14-meter reveal. The accept step safety checks earned its keep on day one. 2 scenes carry map calibration that disagrees with their baked fog cells, so their fog switched itself back off and they stay on the joke card until the config pass fixes them. A review sheet with the 2 renders per dungeon covers the whole fleet. Boy, what are you doing? You are just here loving on me. You never do this.
Oh, Rusty's having a good day. So
no, this is Jewel. Jewel never comes, and she's actually in my lap, sitting in my lap, but she never does getting petted.
Oh,
I mean, this is so rare for her that she's here getting some loving, which is just like, my goodness, I'm loving it. We're down to the zone maps for Vauban Pass.
She wanted to be a star.
I mean, I got to try and get a picture of this just so I can prove that she was actually sitting here. There we go.
Well, we all saw her last.
Yeah, but my mom is going to freak when she sees this because she never does this to either of us. She'll come over here and hop up here and get brushed or pet, but she doesn't sit in my lap like this ever. And there she goes.
Is your mom off and say your computer?
I'm sorry?
I said your mom off and say your computer?
I still didn't understand a word he said.
I said your mom often sits at your computer?
No, she sits at her computer.
Okay. So
makes sense.
Are we getting back to this?
The zone map for Valbon Pass. I just told you. But you weren't paying attention.
I wasn't paying attention.
I know you weren't paying attention.
There's something much better looking over here.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And naked, I'm guessing?
No, wearing clothes this time.
Oh, okay.
Hi. Okay. I gotta go. Okay.
Yeah, that's a lot
the zone
cuter.
map for Vauban Pass had a black wedge on its top edge, almost 36 meters across. The map was being drawn a little wider than itself, and along that stretch, there was no cliff or mountain hanging past the boundary to fill the gap. The map is now drawn to the exact size of the zone. The wedge is gone, and so it is a second smaller gap on the west edge, and the picture itself did not move. And checked the rest of the surface maps for the same fault. 8 of them carry a black border on 47 to 70% of that outer strip. Worst is in the Quell and Majestic Forest zones. Clearing those means redrawing all 25 maps and rewriting their calibration so the measurements are written up and change is queued rather than taken out.
Very cool. All right, moving down to crafting. But
wait, why is Jacket? You're doing very well by that.
I think he's talking about the girl in the background.
Oh, yes.
Won't be the first time, won't be the last time.
Nope. Yeah.
But usually they're naked by tour. Yeah, no comment.
We want to skip down to crafting?
That's where we're going, right down to crafting, yeah.
Right down to crafting. The crafting window remembers how many of a recipe you last made, so set a batch of 12 iron ingots, and the next time that recipe goes on the table, quantity reads 12 instead of resetting to 1.
Nice.
It is kept per recipe, per station, and per character, and it survives logging out.
Very cool.
Yes. An empty crafting table now carries a craft again button naming the last thing you made at the station and how many. Craft again iron ingots times 12. Pressing it gathers the same ingredients back onto the table the same way double clicking the and it does. The offer covers recipes that make something new. Enchanting, masterwork, socket, and pattern recipes are left out since each of those consumes a particular item you picked up. So repeating one would reach for different items. The button hides itself while a craft is running and while ingredients are being gathered. This is the third proposal from the public crafting deep dive. And the tooltip items that shipped early in the week, and a max button sits between the quantity stepper and the craft in the crafting window. It sets the count to the most your staged materials will make and grays out when the count is already there. So an empty table says so instead of letting you press it.
Okay, so Chris said one of the first 7 items he implemented from the crafter list I made. So does the max button mean that there's no longer a limit of, say, 50 or 90 or whatever it is? If you have the ingredients, it will craft as many as ingredients available. Is that what the max button means?
Yeah.
I just want clarification on that because that's been a hindrance for a long time, you know. Yes, absolutely. Very cool. Very cool. I'm going to love that in the future. Very cool.
Yes.
Because you know me, I've got 100,000 wood scrap and 100,000 this and
And, and
100,000 that, and I have to sit there and do 50 or 90 at a time because of skill limits. When I can just and now I can pull them right out of the chest
yeah.
instead of having to put them in my inventory, which is even better.
The real question is, do we still have to stand at the table while that craft processes?
Yes. I know you want to get away from that table, but maybe that's something. Yeah. So yes, you still have to
Wait,
stand at the table.
what does still have to stand at? Why? Why? Other games allow you to walk away from it. And it's not like it's a massive amount of XP that you're gathering. You still have to have collected all those materials.
Yeah, but you're still gathering XP.
So?
You shouldn't be allowed to get crafting and adventure XP at the same time. That's my 2 cents. I know you want to get away from it, but
you're not getting it adventuring XP.
if
Well,
you walk away from
maybe
the
you
table and
limit
go
it to
adventuring, you would.
maybe you limit it to you must be in that zone in order to acquire that XP.
Oh,
There's all
well,
kinds of
yeah.
things that you could do.
Yeah, but then what would you do? Just stand around the zone? I mean,
well, I mean, shit. I will say that I can start a craft in other games and out and complete it, still get XP.
yeah, well,
yeah. Or
moving
go
right
hunting.
along.
Yeah. Doesn't matter. Because time sync is real. The max button in the quantity field shared a tooltip the window never had. Crafting self at once earns less experience for each item and returns no materials when it fails. That has applied to every quantity above one for years and was stated nowhere. Moving the batch ceiling into its own testing class found 3 defects. A table holding nothing the recipe wanted wrote a 0 into the craft quantity field and erased the recipe remembered quantity. A negative refining button pushed the cap below 1 and abandoned the craft. And the ingredient looked up ran up to 50 times per material for an answer that cannot change. It runs once now. And double clicking a recipe you cannot afford, use to empty the crafting table and put one vague line in chat about missing ingredients. The crafting window now names them a red sword. And 1 sword hilt, 2 iron ingot, listing every material you're short and how many more you need. Same
Oh,
sentence goes
hold
in
on.
chat.
It's
What?
read what Chris is proposing here. I like that.
It has a reward. Want it proportional to the time at least a bit. What about an opt out of XP game for it and it is instant?
I like that idea.
How about like reduce the XP gain by like a 10th?
No,
So there's still some XP.
I'm all for instant crafting of say
20,000
20,000 scrolls, and I ain't got to sit there. I'll give up the XP to that. That's just my 2 cents. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but
well, I mean, Laz doesn't care. He wants that instant button.
Yeah, I would rather have instant crafting
actually,
that you don't have to sit there
yeah,
for. But
instant crafting for like bulk items, you're really not gaining that much XP. So yeah, you might as well go for it.
It's an optional, an opt out button.
Yeah.
You can either sit there and craft
opt
and take the XP or opt out. Absolutely, I'm all for that.
I'll probably click the opt out button a lot more frequently than
I bet you would. I bet you would, because we don't need the crafting experience as much as the adventuring experience.
Yes.
Most of our crafting skills are right where we need them, and there's no sense for us going further than where we are with them. And I think that's true with a lot of people. And the new players, of course, again, as an option, they can opt to get the experience till they get there, and then
yes.
Yeah,
I mean, go for it. Implement that, Chris.
Yep, and
Instant
likely
craft, no XP. Yeah.
the other extreme will show up as a mini game that can better XP even slower, though. Interesting. All four of these changes. All four of these changes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll tell you the one thing you'll never hear anybody here in this game argue with, and that's options, I believe. As long as there's options, I think people will always agree that having an option A or an option B is always better than being stuck with just what's there. So options are good. Yeah, I'll get rid of that XP for the instant because I've got so many things sitting around that I just love to get out of my inventory because it's just not worth sitting there for days on end crafting. I'd love an instant craft and be done with it and be,
Oh yes, instant craft and boom, here's my massive stack of.
Yeah. Of course, we'll still be buying everybody else's cheap scrolls and stuff like that, but
yes. Yeah, fuck back mode. Yes. Shit. What was I gonna? Where are we at? So I mean that sounds good, especially if that gets thrown in there.
He says, "I'm good with options as long as it doesn't create two major code paths to maintain, which is why F bag mode." I again wholeheartedly agree with you, Chris. Wholeheartedly agree with that.
And there is a mini game for harvesting already. Yes.
Cool. Very cool.
I
think that's something that the community's been asking for a lot is mini games.
Well, I don't think they've asked for that in a long time, but that was original.
Yeah, well, for the past couple of years, a lot of people haven't been asking for much because they weren't expecting much. At the rate we're going, and again, Deuce Blackheart was complaining about Death Magic in our Discord, and we told him what to do, and he put those in, and those all got scraped by the bot this morning, and now they're in as, possibilities now. Whereas, now his ideas have been heard, and he may get some of what he's been asking for, and that's the way it's done nowadays. So, again, if you...
Yes.
3% of the people apparently liked it or didn't know how to turn it off. Yeah. Yeah, bag mode was like first-person mode. Not necessary, and not many people ever used it or really wanted it. Again, if I have an option of playing a video game... Yeah, if I have an option of playing a video game, I want this third-person view. If you give me a first-person view game, more likely than not, A, I'm not going to play it, and B, I'm not going to purchase it, nor am I going to play it. Let's just put it that way. I like a top-down, or at least, the option to do the other way. But we're down to about 5 minutes before we got to start wrapping it up here. So let's get a lot more of this taken care of here real quick.
The number is the shortfall rather than the requirement. So one of the three says 2. The line count the materials exactly the way recipes already tint them red, which is why the 2 cannot disagree about which ingredient is the problem. It clears when you put something on the table. When you close the window, you double click a recipe again. Every failed staging path reports through it, including the one that pulled storage. That one deliberately ignores the storage counts when it reports, since those counts are what planned the pool that just failed. A pass that fails with nothing actually missing, an equipped tool with no durability left, for instance. So it gets the general message. A fifth of the 22 proposals from the public crafting deep dive and a fifth of phase 1 favorites and success changes are what remain of that phase. Item repair now checks which crafting station you are on before checking anything else. The list of stations that can repair is unchanged: blacksmithing, tailoring, carpentry, and alchemy. And the check already existed, but it ran 5 checks late. Salvage has always checked its station first, repair now matches it. The crafting station recipe list can be sorted now. A sort drop-down sits behind the category 1, offering name, success, chance. Can make and skill, and the window remembers which you picked. The list had exactly one order for this, ascending name, with no header to click and no way to ask for anything else. So, yes.
Also favorites.
Yay. Yes. Recipe names now carry a color. Red is the recipe your skill cannot reach. Orange, one that fails more than it works. Yellow and green as the odds of, and a dim gray one a dim gray once the craft cannot fail at all. Nice. Color reads off the success chance already printed on the card, which folds difficulty, skill, blah, 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 and tops out at 100%. And can make counts what your materials actually cover or no. It raises the read of your bags. The only craftable filter already does, widening from a yes/no to a yes/no, and the window only asks for it when the order is chosen. Tools and optional ingredients stay out of the pick, still have to be present, or one hammer would pin every recipe tool at 1.
Yeah. And then below, we're just going to show some of these images of what these maps look like. Yes. You know, which this is what the 3D rendering of the maps will look like. Is that it? No, that's just the one. For some reason, these don't open when I click them, so I have to actually open them in another window. Did yours open when you click them?
Well, yes, it opens up in a new window, but you can't blow.
Yeah.
And then in order to get back into the page, you actually have to escape button. The
yeah, well, mine I'm just opening in a new window so that we can see what they look like in the new window.
Yeah.
This way I don't have to worry about, oops, nope, that's not what I wanted to do. I just wanted to open that in a new window.
But yes, the new 3D is kind of cool. Although yes. The Fog of War will probably need to can you find the image where the fog is expanding on unhiding a hallway that is you've got the right
first
in the middle,
image?
but there's a just to the left. I don't know if it's the first image or not. Yeah. No, the second image.
The second image. Second image.
Yeah.
And Chris says he thought he fixed that clicking, but it didn't. But okay, so yeah, it's really hard to see.
Yeah, it is fixed. But if you look at that, this hallway to the left, where that would be it's within the 14 meters,
right,
of the fog, but the character shouldn't be able to undo that one.
Okay.
So that would probably need a bug report, one of the testers, because that is a non-connected path. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
But anyway, time for us to wrap things up here for today. Let's go ahead and pull those final giveaways. So in a big dungeon, might get scaled so it shows adjacent hallways. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. I'm sure you'll figure it all out.
I get to go join a webinar on managing artificial intelligence risk.
All right, pulling my streamer bundle giveaway.
And some other company.
And Bytor is going to be my winner.
And Lomir can get that whenever.
Yep, he's got one coming
Lomir's
from me.
Yeah, I'm skipping the Lomir for the Steam key, and we're sending Dark Envoy to Tina.
Yeah, I'll be right on.
Yeah. Well,
and by the time you get here, we'll be gone.
Work call. Yeah.
I just mail it. I just mail it to you, Lomir. Don't worry about it. And final giveaway of the day is going to go to, who's going to get it? Lomir. Alien vs. Predator Classic 2000. You want it? Or should I give it to somebody else? You want it? Okay. And I believe that was a $5 game. Let's just verify that. Alien vs. Predator, $5 going out to Lomir. So thank you to Conjurer Dragon for his sub on my side.
Lomir on my side.
Mamponis for a new follow, and Lomir on Jack's side. And of course, all of you for joining us here each and every day. And a big shout out to Chris again for joining us all week long here, giving us little tidbits of insight as we're doing these, as to what, to expect, what not to expect, what he's working on currently, and how he's doing it. I appreciate that as well. We'll be back with more tomorrow on Fruck Awesome Friday right here on NBNN. Till then, I'm Laz.
I'm Jack.
I'm Lomir.
And this is NBNN. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you all tomorrow.
Ciao.